Happy Monday and happy American Beer Day. It's October 27th, 2025, and if you've ever wanted to crack open a cold one with your favorite data center, today's your day. I'm Hunter.
And I'm Riley. And quick heads up, this entire episode was made with AI. We're putting Microsoft Vibe Voice 7B through its paces, so if it suddenly orders us a hazy IPA mid-take, we're leaving it in.
Today's story. Qualcomm and Intel just put real pressure on Nvidia's data center throne. Qualcomm announced rack-scale inference accelerators, the AI200 coming in 2026 and the AI250 targeted for 2027, focused on performance per dollar and big memory footprints. Intel showed off Crescent, an inference-only GPU built for air-cooled, cost-optimized deployments with customer sampling in the second half of 2026.
Translation for creators and marketers. Cheaper inference at bigger scale. More tokens, more frames, more clips per dollar. Less oops, swap GPUs mid-pipeline energy, and more let the jobs ride.
Right, Qualcomm's leaning into memory and rack efficiency. Reports point to up to 768 gigabytes of LPDDR per accelerator and optional liquid cooling at the rack. Intel's going air-cooled with LPDDR5X memory, aiming for massive fleets without replumbing a facility.
Okay, but wait. Can we actually touch these yet? Or is this one of those see you in 18 months things?
It's the latter. You're not flipping your fleet tomorrow. Qualcomm's AI200 is 2026, AI250 is 2027, Intel's sampling in the back half of 2026. But the market signal is immediate. Clouds start sketching SKUs, OEMs start courting early adopters, and software vendors prioritize integrations.
That's the boring but important part. If the cloud guys spin up instances, it actually shows up in your dropdown next to Nvidia and AMD. And if you're on-prem, you tell procurement, don't lock us to one vendor this cycle.
Exactly, and the incentives matter. If Qualcomm and Intel hit throughput per watt, the clouds will reprice or risk losing workloads. That's leverage for anyone running big LLM or media pipelines.
Speaking of pipelines, let's talk software, because none of this lands without it. Intel has one API and OpenVINO. Qualcomm needs mature drivers, compilers, container images, the whole we're serious about operators starter pack. If framework support is a headline, kernel performance is the story.
And orchestration is where automation lives. Kubernetes, autoscaling, job schedulers, queues for batch inference, observability hooks, both are aiming to slide into that existing stack rather than forcing detours. That's what lowers migration pain.
It's giving pragmatic, not flashy. Like, less demo sizzle, more, can this survive Monday traffic spikes? Which, honestly, the industry needs. Last week on the COE log, we covered DeepSeek OCR's compression play for long docs. Different domain, same theme, make the runs cheaper. It's a cost curve moment.
Totally, and for day-to-day creative work, cheaper inference changes real behaviors. Copy and localization assistants that never sleep, faster diffusion runs for ad variants, TTS and dubbing moving from overnight batches to intraday updates. Video is the heavy lift, but memory-rich accelerators could make daily video variants realistic for mid-market teams, not just the hyperscalers.
Let me push. Is this mainly enterprise candy? Like, does a solo YouTuber care?
Indirectly, yes. If your platform or your favorite AI tool host gets cheaper inference, they tend to pass it on through lower plan prices or more generous caps. Also, run-anywhere options like RunPod or Lambda will add these SKUs if they're competitive. Even hobbyists feel that in credits and latency.
Fair. And for teams, this could consolidate tools. If you're juggling separate boxes for text, image batches, and TTS, big memory means more models can stay resident. That's fewer context thrashes, fewer cold loads, and smoother research to outline to shot list to asset metadata to draft post runs. Quality of life and cost.
On that note, here's a simple readiness checklist. Keep workloads portable, containers and ONNX where possible. Instrument cost and latency by job type now, so you can compare apples to apples when new instances drop. When pilots open in 2026, A/B test cost per token, cost per frame, tail latency under burst, and energy per job. Push vendors on autoscaling support, container images, driver cadence, and observability exporters before you commit.
And don't forget SLAs. If you're scheduling weekly campaign refreshes or daily video variants, tail latency under burst is the difference between shipping on time and explaining to the boss why Tuesday vanished.
Competitive field check. Nvidia still dominates with well-tuned stacks and high bandwidth memory. AMD's been the credible alternative for LLM inference thanks to large memory. Qualcomm and Intel are aiming squarely at inference economics, not training trophies. If they deliver software maturity, it's real choice.
Also, air-cooled matters. If you can slot Crescent into existing racks without introducing a water park, your facilities team won't revolt. And Qualcomm offering liquid at the rack level gives flexibility for densest deployments. Pick your poison.
Risks in fine print. Timelines are long, drivers are hard, and framework support doesn't mean your diffusion model or your video generator is fast on day one. You'll want per-accelerator telemetry, cost per token, and cost per frame metrics, and guardrails for smart workload placement before you ramp.
And for folks asking open or closed, these are hardware platforms with vendor stacks. The openness that matters is, do they integrate cleanly with PyTorch and TensorFlow runtimes, ONI and X, Kubernetes, and your monitoring? If yes, you avoid heroic rewrites.
What changes if they succeed? Price pressure on inference, less vendor lock-in, and bigger batch windows so teams move from weekly refresh to per-channel, per-day creative variants. That's real automation impact.
Give me quick, practical plays for a marketing org listening right now.
3 moves. 1. Tag every job with cost and latency today. Copy image variants TTS clips so you have a baseline. 2. Talk to your cloud rep about early access programs. Ask bluntly about container images, auto-scaling, and monitoring exporters. 3. Plan procurement with mix and match clauses so you're not locked to a single vendor in 2026.
I'll add a creator take. If you run daily shorts with voiceover in 5 languages, cheaper inference plus memory-rich accelerators means you can automate the dub pass and ship in hours, not tomorrow. That's engagement you can feel.
Benchmarks? We don't have them yet. Expect marketing numbers first, then reality checks once prototypes hit partners. Treat claims as directional until you test on your corpus.
If I had to meme this, Nvidia brought the champagne. Qualcomm and Intel brought the Costco membership. Big volume, less glitz, save the budget.
Ha! I'll take bulk inference over bottle service. Anything else in the ecosystem to watch?
Just the broader trend we've been covering. Specialized models and compression tricks, like that DeepSeek OCR post, are shaving tokens and memory. Pair that with cheaper inference silicon, and you get a 1-2 punch, lighter models and lower run costs.
Bottom line, this isn't a demo week, it's a cost curve week. If Qualcomm's AI 200 and AI 250 and Intel's Crescent Island land with solid software, creators and marketers get more output per dollar and less pipeline pain, and actual alternatives to single-vendor lock-in.
All right, we're wrapping. This was CoeCast, made end-to-end with Microsoft Vibe Voice 7B, hiccups and all. Thanks for listening.
Hit coe.com.researchers for AI news and workflow guides, and don't forget to subscribe.
And since it's American Beer Day, may your render queue be frosty and your costs light. Catch you next time.